Well, I had said that I was not interested in picking up one of these new Knob Creek Single Barrel Select cash strength bottles unless it was the right one. Well, I found the right one. We're going to review Knob Creek Single Barrel Select cash strength, 126.5 proof. This is an Adelphia wine pick, Doctor's Select number 1. And this is titled Doctor's Select number 1 because this was a barrel pick done by two doctors. And it's number 1 because it was one of two Knob Creek picks that Adelphia Wine Company in East Brunswick, New Jersey did. And what I liked the best, and I had stated this in a previous video, was that I actually got to taste this and the other one in the store to make an educated decision before buying. That is something that does not happen in a lot of stores in New Jersey. That's the way to do it. The deal with this that makes this a buy for me versus the previous one I saw is the following. The previous one, and the only one I've seen of the cash strengths of these Knob Creek Single Barrel Select, was that one was in a different store. It was 123.0. It was 123 and change proof, about 10 years old, and they were asking $79 for it. The regular Single Barrel Selects before the cash strength by me are somewhere in the 60s. This one was, and mind you that the regular Single Barrel Select cash strength are 120 proof. So I thought for 3 proof points, same age, another 14 whatever dollars, at least another $10, but like another $14, it was not worth it. This, in this case, is the price I got this for is about the same price as the regular Single Barrel Select before the cash strength. I mean, it was around $65. So right there, that was fine. And then the proof here was 126.5 proof, 6.5 proof points higher than the regular 120 proof. And then beyond that, all the conversation I had about this barrel pick with the person, one of the doctors, who actually picked it. All of that said, for basically the same price to get the cash strength, 6.5 proof points higher, it is, the age was there, I have it right down here, it was exactly $66. This was a buy versus why the other one was not. So the details are as follows. Again, this was one of two barrel picks. This one 126.5 proof. The other one was 124 proof, just as much a buy, not much of a difference in proof. This one is Warehouse P, Floor 5, Rick 37. Barrel date 9/1/2015. Bottle date 6/25/2025. The usual mash bill of the Knob Creek, 75 corn, 13 rye, 12 malted barley. I liked it in the store. Now it's been sitting around a couple of weeks. I've been very patient. There's been other stuff I've been doing. I can't imagine why I wouldn't like it now. Let's get it in the glass and see. Let's get this cork pop. Not bad. Not a bad cork pop. All poured up. Before we get into this, I've always said before this that I was a big fan of these Knob Creek Single Barrel Select regular bottles at 120 proof. I felt that of all the bottles in the Knob Creek line, there were really two that were the best values. For the 100 proof line, I kind of have come to the conclusion that the Knob Creek 12 was overall the best, between, the less expensive and the more. That was the best overall value. It's almost as high as the 70s by me. But yeah, I did get that for like the high 60s. It was a good deal. But overall, I really do think that these Knob Creek Single Barrel Select bottles, 120 proof, these store picks, in the 60s, were 120 proof, almost 10 years old. I think those are some of the best values around. And then they added the cash strengths, and of course I had the experience, like I said, of the one that was 123 proof for $79. Not a buy. 3 proof points higher, same age, $14 more now. But then when I came into Adelphia and saw this and the other one, yeah, $66. It's 3 months shy of 10 years, but personally picked, and a nice proof point above. Yeah, that's a buy. Same price, cash strength. Let's get into this one. So, what I couldn't really look at in the car, to kind of give you a little cup, to give you a little sample. Couldn't get much to the color and everything. I just know it tasted good. Beautiful color. There's that Knob Creek nose. Definitely potent coming out of the glass. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. Yep. Ooh, it's still going. This is just a delicious, well-rounded pour. Great hug going down. Deep, caramel, vanilla, all the classic, Jim Beam Knob Creek notes that you would get from this. Beautiful viscous mouthfeel. Looks really thick on the glass. And I remember picking between this and the number 2. This is Doctor's Select number 1, and the other one's Doctor's Select number 2, the other 124 proof. Virtually indistinguishable as far as the proof. But what picked this out was I thought this was a fuller mouthfeel. I just felt that the taste was a little more well-rounded and went on for a long time, although I would have been just as happy, getting the number 2 with the 124 and change proof. But we went with this one. And when I said to the doctor, one of the 2 that actually did make this pick, I said, "What do you prefer?" He says, "Well, you wanted to know what I preferred first." I told him this, and I think he said the same thing, that this was the better. But I mean, they were both winners. But they had this on display right there, and you can just, I was looking at it, and he said, because this is also the same guy that let me see. They have a back room in the store, and I looked at some of the other stuff, but this was right on display. I just have not seen this anywhere else except for the other store, and at 66 versus 79. This is a buy. One more. This is just fantastic. This just takes the Knob Creek Single Barrel Select, those great store picks at 120 proof. It just brings it up a notch. 6.5 proof points pie. This one, and basically the same price. This is a buy. Absolutely. It just basically, I guess that's with the cash trends. My advice is just to exactly that. Just be aware of what you're buying in terms of the price, proof, age, who's picking it, and then see make your own opinion if it is worth the buy versus just going to the regular, Knob Creek Single Barrel Selects at 120 proof that you see on the store, that you see in many stores. For me, that's what differentiated this from the other one. And again, I will say this again, letting you try it in the store is a huge, huge, huge benefit. I'm very pleased with this. Pleased in the store, I'm even more pleased now. Excellent. What I will do in a future video is I am going to, just my own thought, do a comparison whether blind or not with this and the latest Booker's batch I have. Just going to move this right here against this one, the 2025-03, this batch, my one and only Booker's batch. I just want to see how I know the age is different. Certainly these are older than the Booker's. Booker's is definitely more expensive. And I just want to see how they differentiate, because, I'm also a big believer in price and value, and I don't even want to, talk about it. I love my Bookers, and I know Bookers is like a cult following, just like this is. But for me, myself, I kind of want to see how they compare. I kind of, there's similar proof. There's some similarities in taste, but I kind of want to compare the two. So that'll be in a future video. Knob Creek Single Barrel Select Cash Strength. If you see one like this or something similar to that, price that makes sense with the extra proof and probably similar age, and you're comfortable with the, know who's picking it or comfortable with the store, I'd say it's a buy. Cheers.